Islam. Give me a second. Sending out a few invites. And I'm gonna get started. Because the prophet's energy, man. Prophet's energy is in the ethers. It's heavy. And I think what I keep feeling is peace. What I keep feeling is for some reason we have just some kind of problem, or misunderstanding of who or what the prophet is, what he came to do. There's this narrative that we worship the prophet or something like that, but the word worship means work for. You know, it goes down many different levels. So I just want to show you something, a couple things. Get this thing back to where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be focused around prophets and such. But we just got so much pride. We got so much pride in ourselves that we kind of like to make a nice little self-doctrine. I'm not talking about you good Moors, you honorable Moors. It's just the ones who have decided that, you know, Prophet Noble Drew Ali is just a dude. You know what I'm saying? He's just a man. Hey, it is what it is. But following a prophet is quintessential. It's a thing we do in our bloodline. A prophet comes, right, to bring a message from Allah. So I'm going to get in this. I'm going to show you how it really works, how the hierarchy works. So y'all can stop thinking this is some religious BS in the sense of dogma. And we kiss the ground and make this, you know, all this kind of stuff. No, this is a divine process. That's why we call it Moorish science. Okay. All right. Who is Noble Drew Ali? He is Allah's prophet. Okay. What is a prophet? A prophet is a thought of Allah manifest in flesh. Peace. Grandis altus. Tanto mi germantes. Germanteatis. Right? So a prophet is a thought of Allah manifest in flesh. What is the duty of a prophet? To save nations from the wrath of Allah. Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Noble Drew Ali. What year was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? 1913. Where? Newark, New Jersey. I'm just going to go down to 13. Where was Noble Drew Ali born? In the state of North Carolina, 1886. He's showing you where he came from when he was black, Negro, and colored in the state. What is his nationality? Moorish American. What is your nationality? Moorish American. So Allah's prophet brought you your nationality, which is Moorish American. Let's be very clear before we get started on this. If you claim to be or proclaim to be a Moorish American, you're proclaiming in the same breath to follow Allah's prophet, Noble Drew Ali. It's that simple. I don't know what the confusion is. Man, I do this. Man, I do that. It's okay. If you want to be a Moor, a Yahudian Moor, a Jewish Moor, a Hebrew Moor, just a plain old Moor by birthright. You can be a plain old Moor. When you call yourself specifically, listen, specifically a Moorish American, you can't use the term Moorish American and then say you don't follow the prophets, words and deeds. They don't go hand in hand because he brought this specific nationality recognized by the nations of the earth. So if you call yourself just Moor and you don't affiliate with Moorish American, you can be that. But if you call yourself Moorish American, you understand and you follow the prophet. I'm going to get back to this too. In the state of North Carolina, because in the prophet's writings, he said, if you have lost confidence in me, the prophet, and what I brought you, right? Then turn in your turbans and fezzes and your button and go back to the state which I found you. Okay. Matter of fact, let's put the prophet, because the prophet's energy is real strong right now. Y'all feel it. A lot of things stirring up around state and all this kind of stuff. You know, y'all been seeing the the little skirmishes. So real quick, let's go into the prophet's words. The state that I have found you. Right. Hopefully I can find it real quick in his literature. In the state I have found you. If you have lost confidence, sorry. American citizens, for have suffered much. Is it this reading? I'm sorry. Stay there. I'm gonna get back to that. Let me stay focused because it's so much I want to get over, and I don't want to feel like going through all of it. But I'm gonna get back to that in a second. All right, introduction to the keys of Enoch, so we can understand what a prophet is and why you follow a prophet. It's an ancient, age-old process. This is a good book too. Secret Places of the Lion. If you can find it, get it. Revealed at last. The world's hidden history and the mysterious origins of the wise men reincarnated again and again to lead us. But we ain't gonna believe for the most part. Only a few. I used it as a bookmark because my daughter's ripped off the front cover. Good book. And you'll understand this prophet thing a little bit better. I want to point this out. Okay. I'm going to this chapter in here. Keys of Enoch. Okay. Let's talk about the elect. Because this ain't for everybody. The elect are the people of the plan. Called by faith to what they call Yahweh or Allah, right? Before the foundation of this world and dedicated to the faithful working out of God's plan, of Allah's plan, in close cooperation with the heavenly hosts. The hosts, the heavenly hosts, administer protection through the order of Michael, build pyramids according to the order of Enoch, as tools of transfiguration hidden within the very topology of the earth. Okay. We are those pyramids as well. Okay. As above, so below. I'm going to show you these orders too and how this thing really goes so people can get off their high horse. I don't follow no man and, the prophet and this and that. I'm going to show you who and what the prophet really is. And liberate, right? The liberation of the elect through the order of Melchizedek. Therefore, let it be known that the order of Melchizedek will give witness to the elect in the appointed areas of this planetary system. Melchizedek. The order of Melchizedek. We're going to come back to that in a second. Let me put this like this. We're going to come back to that in a second. Okay? We're going to come back to that. Just keep that in mind. The order of Melchizedek. And I'm going to show you something, how this thing really goes. The New American Bible, huh? All right. Now, this is funny because this book, this is the European telling you the truth. The New American Bible. This is straight up from the so-called Vatican. All right. This is straight up from the so-called Catholic Bible Association and all this kind of stuff, right? But in the back, they got a nice little guide to people, places, and things of the Bible. Let's see who Melchizedek is. Remember, before we get going, somebody please out there tell me, who is our people of this land? Right? Who are we? What tribe are we from? What tribe are we from? What tribes? The order of Melchizedek, right? Melchizedek. Canaanite priest king of Jerusalem, who blessed Abraham after his victory over the four kings. Wow. So Melchizedek, he's not just a priest king. They didn't emphasize this, just that. They emphasized that he's a Canaanite priest king. Okay. Melchizedek, a Canaanite priest king. Canaanite priest king. The order of Melchizedek. Very interesting. Okay. So what was the prophet trying to tell you? Trying to tell us? Chapter 47. The inhabitants of Africa, which is America, okay, are the descendants of the ancient Canaanites from the land of Canaan. So y'all know this, right? Let's just go down to 9. Let's go down to 9. According to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro. Sorry, what the heck is that? There is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the holy land of Canaan. Melchizedek, Canaanite. Melchizedek. Therefore, let it be known that the order of Melchizedek, the Canaanites, us, exactly who the prophet said we are, who he is, Canaanites and Moabites, Israelites are the same people. Matter of fact, it says it in this book. Israelites and Canaanites are the same. Egyptians are Canaanites and Israelites. It's all mixed up. It's the same. So Melchizedek will give witness to the elect in the appointed areas of this planetary system. The planetary system. That the elect, the Canaanites, right? The order of Melchizedek, who's a Canaanite. So that's our blood. That's the blood that's running through us. Okay? The liberation will come through the Canaanites, through the Moors, in the areas that are elected. You ever seen this? The return of the dove. Remember how, in your good books, it talks about the dove and all that kind of stuff a lot. And when the great so-called tribulation, the 40 days and 40 nights and of Enoch and all that stuff, and he sent a dove. These are the activation areas of the expression of the liberation through the line of Melchizedek. And guess what? It's all North America. What do you know? Areas of the Nephites to be activated. North America. Why do you think everybody's trying to come here? Why do you think everybody wants to steal this land? Why do you think that Satan or the lower self, all of his agents center on this land? Why do you think the prophet came to this land? Because all the prophets, all the secret orders of men of knowledge, the people who know, who truly know about these kind of sciences, those who have went within themselves, they know where this activation is going to happen at. They know that these times are going to bring about tonal frequencies that are very specific to North America that are going to activate latent ability and sequences within your very DNA, because you are the blood of the Canaanite and the order of Melchizedek. This is why we follow our prophets, because this is prophecy. This ain't no kiss Noble Drew Ali's feet because, and don't dare this and that. He's your brother, just like Christ told you. I'm your brother. What I've done, you shall do, and more. But we don't want to follow our blood. Somebody of our blood that we have. Tell me any other prophet that y'all have their picture. We can literally just pull up a picture on the internet of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, his exact photograph. You think that's by chance? That's on purpose. So you can literally look into the eyes of yourself. This is how this thing goes. This isn't nothing new. We, us Israelites, we have prophets that come to us when we need them the most. Do you not think slavery and then post-slavery times, we didn't need to have our own prophet? Y'all better get yourself ready. This is not a game. It's happening. You feel the prophet's energy everywhere. I'm gonna show you how this thing goes so you can understand that this is a science. We think we seeing, we need to close our two flesh eyes and we need to start seeing with that first eye. Start realizing, oh wait, if the Hermetic principles hold true, which they do, which you can never prove them to be false, as above, so below, if we have governing orders and government and we want to talk state and all this kind of stuff, then we have the same type of things happening in the higher realms. Where do you think we get it from? The lower self can only do what the higher self has already outlined. It just does it in an obscure way. It's like you need the truth to tell a lie, but you don't need a lie to tell the truth. You need light to cast a shadow, but you do not need a shadow to cast light. The lower self always feeds off the program of the higher self and what it represents. So look at this. The keys of future government. The keys of future government come with the seraphim and the brotherhood. So when the prophet was recognized and came back from Egypt over there, it wasn't no secret. He was in the newspaper for going through the schools of learning of ancient Kemet. Just like Yeshua. Okay. Just like all the other prophets who were truly prophets went through Osiris, or what we call Egyptian adept mystery schools. Right here, they're talking about government. You think it's a chance that by chance that the prophet came with government structure? We want to debate about what a state is and all this kind of stuff. We're a spiritual people. Why wouldn't our governments be headed by our gods? What the hell would why would we head our governments with anything else besides for the principles of prophets who are the manifestation of the message of Allah on earth? We got to stop thinking like a European. Oh, we separate church and state. Since when? When in Moorish culture do we separate our God from our affairs? How are they separate? Allah lives within. So how are you going to go into government and separate? Well, every time you go and y'all do a government meeting, take your heart out then, I guess. I don't know. You can't separate church and state. That's a European mindset. The keys of future government come with the seraphim and the brotherhood of light. They tell us, rejoice, children of righteousness and light. The kingdom of light comes quickly. Amen. Which amen is a ancient Alkebulan or ancient, well, we'll say ancient Kemetan queen, right? Amen, a goddess. All right. What government are we talking about? The government. The hierarchy of our Father universe. This is government. They got different offices. You're talking about Enoch and all that. When he transposed, he became who? Metatron. He was taken up. He walked with God. Okay. The 24 elders that sit around the throne of Allah, of the Most High. Michael, the Christ. Okay. It's a hierarchy just like in our government. The office of the Christ. The office of the Christ. It's no different when you got a department in the government that says, hey, we need to do something about our water resources. And they create a department, an office to oversee those things. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. It's the same type of thing. It's the same thing. When doves cry. I'm sorry, I've been missing the chat like I've been missing the chat. I've been looking like, why is nobody commenting? Yeah, I had it scrolled up to the top. Greetings, Seven Hill Star, Cujo, my mom, everybody. I'm sorry, I didn't even see y'all. I'm down here going in, just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, my sister, peace, y'all. Let me come all back down. Sorry. Grand Rising, Dirty Moors need to kiss. Wow, I'm just coming on, but what I'm catching this. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, I'm sorry. I showed you that this is how this goes. Okay, I'm back. I see y'all. Look at that. Okay. brotherhoods governing physical and spiritual planets. Then you got your extraterrestrial populations, which can freely circumnavigate planetary worlds. That's why you see little people in their little so-called spacecraft or whatever they're doing. That stuff's real, but them ain't your saviors. This is where the prophets from. This is where the prophets come through. Hey, because what's the point? What's the purpose? The purpose, right? I'm gonna give you the secret. I'm gonna wrap this book up in a nutshell. A nutshell, right? The purpose, what we're doing, right? You call yourself you. You call yourself you. Y-O-U. Your own universe. Okay? What this office does and what the government of Allah does is create more universes. Why? To further express the absolute infiniteness and uncircumscribable, incomprehensible greatness and magnanimity of Allah forever. When your own universe, just like, remember how the girls in school, they give them that little baby and they got to take care of it. And, and they come back and the teacher can download and see how much the baby cried and did you feed it on time and all this kind of stuff. That's you. That's what Allah's giving you the same charge to do with your body, with your mind, is to control your own universe. Your body is a microcosm of the macrocosm. Therefore, the gist is how well you take care of the affairs of yourself while you're here in this school called earth plane or plane of flesh, manifest, decides if you are prepared to get into the great work of the great brotherhood of light and start administering over other universes, because you cannot work on my car if you don't know how to fix yours. You cannot garden my lawn if you don't know how to garden yours. So our job is to raise our consciousness to that of the Most High, our higher self, so that we can perpetuate and administer over what they call sun universes or other universes that have been created by Allah. So that's what these prophets and these angels and stuff do, is they propagate the absolute expressive, non-changing, everlasting force of the Most High in different universes. And if you pass the test here, you will be given the charge in the higher realms to do and complete the work. You could be a prophet. You could be a prophet one of these old days in a different universe. And it's all within inside of you. Is where all the lessons, all the masterclass, all the everything that you need to do is inside of you. That's why we concentrate on within. This is your job. This is why you're here, to learn how to be an executive administrator in the government of universes. It's not a hard thing. And then you get to do it forever. I want y'all to get a book called The Arcane Teachings. The Arcane Teachings. If you can get your hand on that book. The trade-off is, well, you say, what's the first thing most people, well, what's in it for me? What's in it for me, right? Not only do you get to be the administrator and a overseer of a universe that has been given to you to oversee by the Most High, you could be a prophet. You could be, when we say Thoth and all that, Thoth, and was a creator's son. One given charge over this universe. Why do you think Thoth brought all the knowledge? Because he was an ascended master, one who passed the test and graduated and went to master school, went to the higher realms. And Thoth is not even, there's ones you haven't even heard about. There's names so beautiful and so rarely uttered in today's age. Could you imagine what Thoth, what energies of the Most High that Thoth was uttering? Because they're just energies, they're expressions. So could you imagine the names that you haven't even heard? The qualities of Allah that you haven't even thought about? That's what you get. You get to live in a perpetual state of growth forever once you get out of this school. All you got to do is have the will for it. Will, right? Desire incites the will. If you lose the will to live or the will to do this work, then you recycle back into source, because all things must come back to Allah. Read the arcane teachings and you'll see. This thing is way bigger than this little earth plane messing around out here. We trying to become prophets too in your own universe. Why not? Can you expand just a moment about the dove drawing? Yeah. Once again, these are the tonal frequency zones that, as above, so below. As the stars and the planets and the earth and the things align, so shall the cosmic tones align the things on earth. And this happens to be the geometric, symmetrical, tonal shape that it makes within these areas, because this is all divine geometry, are the activation sites, right, of the Nephites, as he calls them. Okay, why? Because the elect, let me go back to that real quick, are the seed of Melchizedek. Run through it one more time. 82. Therefore, let it be known that the order of Melchizedek will give witness to the elect in the appointed areas of this planetary system. These are the appointed areas that the elect, or what they call the order of Melchizedek. Who's the order of Melchizedek? The Canaanites, the Israelites, the Moabites, right? Melchizedek, Canaanite, priest king of Jerusalem, who blessed Abraham after his victory over the four kings. So, who did the prophet lay down before everybody else? True world history? According to all true and divine records of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all the inhabitants of Africa were and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the holy land of Canaan. That's why they want you to hate Canaanites so much, because they want you to hate yourself. The prophet was the only person bringing the truth about the Canaanites, while the Jew, the so-called Jew, was bringing nothing but esoteric, occult understanding or knowledge that he didn't explain to the people, so that they looked at the Canaanite as the evil guy in the Bible, or Moab as the evil guy in the Bible. But why would Allah make a covenant with somebody whose seed is the offspring of their drunken infidelities and what do you call it? What's the word? What's that? Incest. But then we walk around and call each other brother and sister. Who else did Adam, so Adam and Eve came from the same source. Were they not brother and sister? If everybody came from Adam and Eve, who else did their children mate with than their own brother and sister in the sense? Answer me that, So we got to get over these things and understand that there's a covenant. I showed you in Deuteronomy, the covenant. I want to say chapter 2, verse 14. Don't quote. No, Deuteronomy 29, verse 14 starts with the covenant that's with Moab, because he made a covenant with Israelites in the land of Moab. And he said, I make this covenant not only with you, Israelites, but with him who is standing here with you. Who is going to be standing with the Israelites in the land of Moab besides for the Moabites? And that's not the only place that he gave it. Matter of fact, Most High said he won't even let them just take our land. That's why they ain't shipped us out of here. That's why they can't. They can't. We can't go nowhere. This is ours. We are they. Right? So, says in these days, men will be lovers of themselves and of their own doctrines and, things that they have. And then a prophet will come, look them straight in the dang eye, and they'll be like, this is the dude who has some good information and, honors to him for, what he brought, kind of like, but, that ain't it. The whole prophet, that's how this works. I can't speak for the European. I can't speak for what the European do and what his destiny is, because I don't know it. I know our destiny. I know how our system goes. And like the prophet said, I'm going to make the European tell you the truth. That was the prophet Noble Drew Ali said, I'm going to make the European tell you the truth. You don't think Allah can use a European to give them insight to tell y'all? Because y'all ain't going to listen to it unless it is from some European. Your own prophet came to you and said, hey, here's what we got to do. Here's the plan. And y'all talking about, yeah, I don't know. Looking this man in the eye. He said, hey, here's my picture. This ain't good enough for us. But our whole lives, we've been brainwashed on white Jesus. Even if we didn't feel it was right, we went with it because everybody else did. I say, this is your prophet. And everybody goes, nah. Well, what's the pride for? I don't mind following a good leader. I'm a leader spirit through and through. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a leader. Period. I lead myself. I do what I want. I hung out with who I wanted to hang out with. In school, I was the popular guy. All my friends were dudes who they didn't even think I would ever hang out with. I hung out with Albions. I hung out with my Moors. I hung out with the dude who was weird with the black fingernail polish. At lunch, I say, what's up? We have a conversation. Wasn't no big deal. I don't get wrapped into who and what people think should be done and this and that. I leave myself. But when somebody comes with the holy frequency and they say, hey, be righteous. Love instead of hate. Love instead of hate. You ain't black. Who else told you that? Who's the person who told you that? This man. Who's the only person who ever said, hey, look, y'all, you ain't black. Your real God is named Allah. And Islam is your true religion. Not no Arab dogma stuff. True peace practice is your religion. That old time religion. He even gave us a reference so we could know, oh, yeah, that's what grandma and them was talking about. They didn't know they was talking about Islam in church when they said, give me that. I need that old time religion. And then you start to research and say, hey, everything was Islamic here. Wow. So-called former President Andrew Jackson, he wrote that. It's Islamic. It's in the treaties. That this so-called land wasn't even founded on Christianity. Your so-called Indians, turbans and fezzes. Your Olmecs, fezzes. Your Phoenicians, fezzes. Your Canaanites and Moabites, turbans and fezzes. Your Egyptians, fezzes, turbans. We the only people talking about, I don't got to wear one because, it hurts my head, makes my head itch. So, this is the missing 18 years of Jesus' life. I dare you, challenge any more to a who knows more about Yeshua debate. Challenge any more that studies to the Bible says this. I guarantee you we're going to bust out something about the Bible. We know the Bible. We study all divine prophets. Buddha, Confucius, Jesus, and Mohammed. Show me a true Moor who hasn't read their works. Right? Exactly. The constitutions from Muslim law. The Supreme Courts and how they set up that. Reed C. and Bay. That's more science. Right? Even in the expatriation letter. Yeah. Yeah. Because you know why people don't follow a prophet? I truly feel like he draws the line clearly and plainly on righteousness. Clearly and plainly. It's not a big debate with the prophet. It's not a big, up in the air. He says, hey, live righteous. That's one of the overall tones of his message. But this world has us in a vice grip. It has our mind in a grip. We've been held down so long by this world. We don't know. We lost sensitivity. We lost sensation to say, oh, it's still gripping this part of me. Let me throw that off. It still got me wrapped up around the ankle. Let me throw that off. You've been held down so tight, so squeezed that when the prophet came and said, you're not Negro, black, and colored, and then the grip went like that, y'all thought y'all was free. Righteousness and living to divine law does that, and it lets you go. Because who's your true self? Who's your true self? Higher self. Yep. Hey, Mom, I just had seen that quote just like today, this morning. Or last night. A prophet is without honor in his own hometown. Islam to that. The prophets come and we spit on them. We look at him like disdain, like I thought he was going to be, like a gold color with diamonds or something like that. Like he not going to just look like a regular dude like you. Because Allah could choose anybody out of the crowd who decides to do the thing. If he truly wanted to. But remember what I showed you. They come from the high offices. Why do you think the prophet came with so much government and so much law and civics? He came from the high offices. He came from the high office. Who are you? Right? Man cannot die. The spirit man is one with Allah. That's why we don't do dogmatic Islamic and all that. We know we're one with Allah. We know we're one with the Most High. Right? So when we live the righteous path, we activate fully. This is one heck of a book right here. My wife's book. It's our bookmark. That was a good little wedding. One of my boys got married. Muslim training guide. I highly suggest, because look, women, y'all got to take the reins. Y'all got to take the reins. He got you out the water. It's time for y'all to take the reins. Moors, we are matriarchal in the essence that we know the matriarch is just the higher expression of the patriarch. So we're both. We don't do man is more important than women in one sense or nothing like that. And we dang sure don't do, the opposite. It's just that woman is an expression of a higher tonality of man. But she is man all the same. All the same. It's so imperative that our women, you can go on khalifamedia.com, Moorish everything, Moorish books, and grab this while they still got them. I would suppose I don't know. I would go now and try to get this if you could, because she dang near might be out. This boy is probably selling like hotcakes because she's talking about how we do. See, this is where how the Nation of Islam and they women wear the all white and all this kind of stuff. And how they treat their man, and they're real humble. And how the man's supposed to treat her, because you have a right. When the man don't treat you like you wearing that all white, you got your rights, of course. Okay. The woman guides with the subtle hand. How does the woman truly lead? The woman, not the one on the podium all the time, speaking up a storm. It can happen. There's nothing wrong with that. What we're trying to say, and why we're matriarchal as Moors, is because the woman guides from the womb. That's the first teacher in the first instance where you're going to receive any kind of knowledge. From the womb. That's why she's the leader of the nation. The woman's the leader without having to be robust. She's the passive principle. So she's going to take a subtle approach. The subtle hand moves it all. When you're all powerful, you don't have to use an excessive amount of force and might and show of power. That's true power. If I'm straining, we all seen the guys at the gym, right? If I'm straining to push that weight up off my chest, you're going to be like, man, you got too much on there. I might get it up. I might get it up. And I can jump up like I'm buff and look around. Yeah, I just hit that 300. But if somebody was to come and take a finger and go like that to it, and it jumped up off the rack, who's more powerful? Obviously, the person who used one finger and said, doop. That's what the woman does, because when the child is in the womb, the matrix, you see this? Where'd the baby come from? Boop. Right out of there. That's man. That's mama. Boop. That's where the baby dropped from. Okay? So when that child is in that womb, the mother is putting all the leadership that the nation needs into it, with what she studies, with what she knows. If the baby eats from the mother through the umbilical cord, if the baby shares the blood with the mother, then obviously the baby is going to share the thoughts and the knowledge with the mother. She's a product. The child is a product of the mother. That's how she leads the nation. So if the woman knows what to do, if the woman lives right, if the woman is righteousness, when she has children come through her womb, so shall the nation be. Because that's that child's foundation. So we're going to get back to that, because that book is crucial. It's So we can understand this principle and why you know this is a prophet. What other Islamic, black, Hebrew so-called sect present something like this? Said, this is humanity. This is who we're here to uplift. But we don't want to follow this man. We don't like that fez. We don't like that lifestyle change. Show me another who lifts up his woman. The main thing we as a people, as a melanated people, need. And he came with this message in 1913. Our woman. We got to lift up our woman. We got to lift up our woman. He said we got to lift up our woman so bad. He said, here, look, we got to lift up our woman. But here you got all the sons running around like we pseudo prophets, like we like it's about us. Out here debating all day. We want to talk about what state out here intellectually masturbating all over. I'll just call it intellectual masturbation. Some of these people just want to get on your thing and intellectually masturbate. That's all. Stroke it out. They just come on your page, stroking one out right on your page to make themselves feel better. Don't come on my post intellectually masturbating. That's nasty. That's gross. That's inappropriate. If you're a grown man, you're still masturbating, slap yourself. Okay? Grown woman, stop coming on my stuff intellectually masturbating. This is what I'm about. Okay? That's what the prophet's about. Let's read a little something about mama so we can understand what we talking about when we talking about this paradigm of the woman on a high level. Yeah, go on your own page and masturbate. I say this and here you come. I post some positive stuff. Y'all ain't nowhere to be found. We got some literature for sale. Y'all ain't nowhere to be found. We got some curriculums for the children for sale. I say the word state, and here y'all come jumping down somebody's throat. I say the MSTA because that's what the prophet brought. He brought that. Now that ain't right. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Is this one? Here we go. As you see the woman. Let's see what his breakdown says. This is sacred geometry. Highly philosophical. Good stuff. Robert Lawler. In this depiction, arithmetic. Arithmetic is also personified as a woman, but not as grand and noble. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Is that the one? Oh, okay. Because we're talking about geometry, right? Our laws. When we saw those lathe angles and widths, and we see that Punnett square and all that Moorish science. Okay. Geometry as a contemplative practice is personified by an elegant and refined woman. Woman is law. When you see what y'all call the Mason symbol and all that, that's mama. That's mom. The law. The practice is personified by an elegant and refined woman, geometry. For geometry functions as an intuitive, synthesizing, creative, yet exact activity of mind associated with the feminine principle. This is why we're matriarchal. Higher self, lower self, they work together. Okay. Higher self is our matriarchal mind. Why? Mother don't like war too much and all that. Why? She has all the children. Women don't like war. Women don't like war. Women don't like seeing the children fighting. Men, we see two kids getting in there. We play some bets. I got 5 on little Andrew. I think he can take them. Mama don't like that. Y'all cut that out. She don't like war. She don't like dirtiness. Mom keeps the house clean. Mom's putting the cap full of bleach in the dishes. Mom's getting the crusty areas. She's the high principal. But when these geometric laws come to be applied in the technology of daily life, they are represented by the rational masculine principle. Because after all the thinking's thought, man must execute mom's thoughts. That's coming into manifest. Okay? This is why. This is the prophet. Because he knows the keys and the secrets of the universe and applied them. Yeah. Don't worry. Mom will fight. Mom will fight you. But that is when you prove to be a threat to her children. Exactly. War is the absolute last option. Men, he stepped the toe on the border, bomb him. And I'm not saying all men, because some men have followed love instead of hate. What I'm saying is, these are the principles. This is why it's our prophet. If y'all women can't get behind a man who understood that it's about uplifting you, then you really have fell for the Roman trick. You really have fell for the patriarchal spell. And not no old fake Afrocentric, you are a queen, let me rub oils on you. No. Real deal science. Real deal. This is how the universe works. Not some, I love women so I can butter them up so I can whisper in their ear later and get them all on a high horse because, and then before they know it, they washing my dirty drawers and stuff. No. Real deal respect. Moors are men who will sit down with you as a Moabitess, as a woman, and talk with you and build with you like you're any other person. No sexual connotations. Respect your ideas and respect your mind. That's what Moorish men do. We don't even look at you for those purposes of lower self-gratification when we're in your presence. Will the thought come across our head? Maybe. That's not my thought because I'm higher self. You got to know the difference between lower self and higher self. That's the whole point. We're here to build with you. We're here to sit with you. We're here to respect you because we know that you have what it takes to get us to that promised land. And a woman shall encompass a man. Woo! And doesn't she encompass the man every time she gives birth to one? There it is. Exoteric version and the esoteric version. Put on your mother mindset. Man and woman is principle. Right? Just showed you. Man and woman, feminine principle, masculine principle. Think like a woman sometime. Because it's just a principle. It has nothing to do with fingernails and pink and stuff like that. It has all to do with love the children. Mama gonna take care of you. Mama is gonna look out. Mama's gonna make sure her children eat. Period. Those kind of principles is how you think like a woman. That's woman thought. Ain't nobody in this world besides for her done laid or set up or however and gave birth to one of us. Only her. We don't know what that feels like. We don't experience that. Allah had to pick one or the other. He said, man or woman give birth? Woman. There's a reason for that. Because of who she is. But that doesn't mean we didn't get an equivalent job on the other end. But we got to do that job. This is the guy who's doing that job. But we don't want to follow him because it's religious. Or he was some, just guy. Or he was running a racket. You shall know prophets by their messages. Because what is he? A thought of Allah manifest in the flesh. Number 6. Simple science. A thought of Allah manifest in the flesh. Since woman gives birth to all men and women, teaches all men and women, we were the fail-safe men. We were the fail-safe to uplift her and put her back in case she fell. We were that part of her. Okay? They showed you in the Transformers movie. When Optimus Prime went bad. He was created to be the fail-safe for his mother. She got off track. That's why we got the holy zeal to give the message, and the prophets are usually men and stuff like that. To get her back on track because she is the archetype. It's all within her. Everything we got from her. And we are the best expression of that. That's why the prophet said, do not worship the sun, although it is Allah's noblest image. The sun is Allah's noblest image. This is Allah. Is that not a noble image? All right. So before I get up out of here, any questions? Or anything like that? I pull my Taj. Are we clear? Keep playing Noble Drew Ali was cool in all games and stuff like that. Y'all know the prophecies. Y'all already know what happens at the end times for those who don't follow their prophets. A humiliating punishment is assured. I promise you. It's going to come a day that you wish that you listened to Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the words of this live even. I promise you. Y'all feel it in the air. It's crazy right now. Okay? But yeah, get these books. Get this. Women, this is where you start. I'm telling you. Allah rewards the Muslims with peace and love. Grants to us out of his understanding, wisdom, knowledge, food, clothing, shelter, transportation, nationality, and divine creed, and thus protects us against harm. Okay. I want to do a separate video about this book because this one, boy. This one. Shoo. Whoa, the women need this one. I'm telling you. My wife was reading this to me. I said, I need that. This is for the women, but boy, If we had the women that's in this book in our nation, I mean, if that was, I mean, I know some of y'all are these women. Don't get me wrong. But if this was the tone of the mindset of our women, because this ain't no just, this is, okay? This is from people who was with the prophet. You think the prophet didn't read this and review it and say, all right, put the stamp of approval on it? Of course. It's coming from the Moorish Science Temple of America. Who found the Moorish Science Temple of America? Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So he's got the Moorish Science Temple of America on it. The prophet said, yeah, I put the stamp of approval on this. Mwah. Magnifique. Right? Y'all activate like these principles in here? Boy, you want to talk about butterflies and sunshine. You want to talk about butterflies and sunshine. She tell you to appreciate his man, your man. Comfort him. Woo! How to take care of your husband. You got a better chance of having a husband if you know how to take care of one. I'm just saying. Think about it. All right. So you go on the tips of combing and brushing the hair. What to eat. How we should use our tongues. How not to use our tongues. Gossip. Ooh, ladies. I know y'all love to gossip. Come on now. Muslim rules. Okay. I ain't going to give it all to you. Go on there. Go on khalifamedia.com. Support the mother and get your lesson. Activate like this. Shoot, man, you have a husband in no time. Allah will definitely say, here you go. You earned it. All right. So peace and love, y'all. Honors to Sister Tawhida S. Naji Ullah L. All right. To the mother. Honors to my wife. And Anna Bay, honors to my mother, my sisters, my aunts and grandma. Honors to all the mothers. All right. So peace and love, y'all. No questions. I'm about to be out. Don't listen to these people who try to act like Noble Drew Ali is a fluke or it's not that important that you follow his doctrine. It's a prophet. I told you. I showed you what a prophet comes to do. Are you going to be a part of this? Are you going to be a part of this? Are you going to be somewhere up here somewhere? Are you going to be standing here? I'm going to do my thing and you going to be still here. Or whatever. All right. Let's go, mothers. Let's go, y'all. Peace and love. High honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. High honors to the forerunner, Marcus Garvey. Right? Praise unto Allah. Arm, leg, arm, head of the universe, of all universes. All right. Love you all. Honors to all the grand sheiks, my sheiks, the honorable Moors, the de jure temples. Peace and love, y'all. Islam, the all active Moors, honors. Peace.